We're live.
Hello everyone, we're back. Lemon Live.
Do you know that kazoo was given to us at an event? Which event was it?
How many inches is Ralph's Pippi? It is 1 inch, everybody. That's 1 inch. There we go.
Did you move it at the end?
I
saw you move it at the end.
No, it was definitely 1 inch.
You
Everybody,
definitely
hello,
moved
Lemon
it.
Live 2.0. Oh, Lemon Live 2.0, guys. We're bringing it. We're upping the stakes today.
We are.
We are hoping there's enough news for 2 Lemon Lives a week.
There may not be enough for an hour, but there'll probably be enough for 40 minutes, which funnily enough is good timing because it turns out, you know how right now all YouTubers have to do 1001 videos?
know, yes.
So YouTube just announced that they are changing the rules so that you can put a mid-roll ad in at 8:01, okay?
So all Lemon Lives are going to be 8 minutes and 1 second.
All clickbait news channels now, 8 minutes and 1 second. Every Fortnite video, 8 minutes and 1 second. It's just everything changes, man. All these YouTubers are like, whoop, I got 2 minutes back on my day. Thank you very much.
The amount of YouTubers, not including us, of course, where the outro splash just goes a little bit more than 20 seconds. Yeah, let's get to that 10:01, okay?
I'm just gonna reach that.
Now it's going to be a lot easier. So this is a new age for YouTube, but I reckon it may be in a response to people just don't want to sit there for longer to watch YouTube videos. Hence Lemon Live, which is an hour.
And skill up reviews,
And
which
exactly
are like
right.
45 minutes.
Okay,
you know?
with boat references and off-the-fly stuff on live.
That's it.
So, guys, we've got a lot to talk about. So I'm
Do we
keen
though,
to get
Sam?
into it. I'm keen to get into it.
Nice. Well, no, that's a shit segue, Sam. Okay, we'll come back to that segue. First of all, how are you, Sam?
I'm good.
What have you been playing this week?
We can talk about it, yes. We can talk about, I have been playing Ghosts of Tsushima.
We have a review for that out next week, so stay tuned. It'll be out on the embargo.
Oh, sorry, yes. Won't say anything. But embargo, that's right. I love how Ralph throws that in so just to remind me that we cannot talk about it right now.
Exactly right.
What else am I playing? Let's Smash.
What else did you play recently at Ubisoft, Sam? You're allowed to talk about that too.
Oh, we can now. Okay.
You can talk. You can't say what you thought about it, but you can say you played it.
Both of them?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, so we played Watch Dogs. We also played Valhalla, everyone.
We did. We played both. We were
Okay.
invited to Ubisoft to check out.
I mean, it's just interesting what happened when we played. That's all I can say right now. Okay. We'll tell you later.
He's making shit up, okay?
No, it's interesting.
Wow, straight away.
Joking.
Hello, yes. Hello, Ubisoft.
Joking.
Oh, no, Ubisoft lawyer. Yes, nice to meet you. Yes,
the stream
lawyer.
has been cut.
Do we have a
Nice.
lawyer? No, we don't. We're too poor for that. Oh, okay.
Not yet.
Sure, I'll give you the keys to my house soon. Thanks.
Yes,
Okay, bye.
Yes, we'll call Saul. Yeah, I've played those and I played some Smash. New character, Min Min. Not bad, not my favorite, but that's all I've been doing this week. Ralph, what have you been playing?
I have been playing nothing but Ghost of Tsushima this week, which has been crazy. Yep, we'll talk more about that later. And the same as
Not
you.
later in this though.
No, later
I mean,
in this.
actually, yes, guys, later. Just watch the whole thing.
Stick around to the very end.
coming at the end.
We will drop a little sneaky Ghost of Tsushima review at the end.
Yes.
Just stay there till the end for all the ads. Okay, that's the main thing.
Of course.
That's a lie.
We're not going to. I was going to say we probably should
don't
say
wanna
no
lie to
because
you
people are
guys.
going to. Yeah, okay. So. Do we do some super chats first? Firstly, guys,
Yes.
why are we doing 2 a week? We just thought we'd trial it, even if it's for a week, 2 weeks, whatever. If people like it, we may do more, or we may do the one. We're just gonna suss it out. You guys let us know what you think, peeps.
Exactly. We got who we got here? We got Old Guy Gaming. We know the feels. Hey boys. Hope you have a great show. Thanks for being awesome always. Also want to show a bit of love for Children of Mortar. If you can stand a little roguelike gameplay, it's been it's really fun. Be well. Yes, I have heard good things about Children of Mortar. So
I
yes,
have not
thank you.
heard of that, which is crazy, of course.
Mel P says, enjoy your coffee in the morning. It's a cold start to the day here in Canberra. Man, Canberra.
Canberra is freezing.
That's a shithole right there.
It's
Look,
freezing.
Mel, you got to get out of there. Just get somewhere
There's nothing to
else.
do there.
There's
pal.
nothing to do in
Apart from the
Canberra.
War Memorial.
Questacon.
And what else?
And the fireworks.
Yeah, and of course, and the government buildings. That's about it.
The government building.
government
Everyone wants to go to
buildings.
the Treasury on a nice Saturday
Yeah,
afternoon, you know?
yeah.
Zendru is here. Welcome back, Zendru. Thank you for being here as always. Morning,
Zendru.
mates. Does Double the Layman get double my $0 paycheck? Yes, it does.
It does. Well,
That's
actually, we got
exactly
5
right.
out of you, pal. We got $5 out of you, Andrew.
It's negative $5 paycheck.
Okay.
Mario Shashin is back. Welcome back, Mario, for £10. He says, welcome back, guys. Great having you here for another live episode always. AC Valhalla gameplay leaked, though not as great as it looks. Next gen will run on locked 30 FPS with some exceptions. So we can't talk about the gameplay because we are actually under NDA. So we will definitely talk about the gameplay.
Well, Ralph is under NDA actually. No.
That's actually true. Technically speaking, only I am under NDA. Sam is not. But then I'm pretty sure
I'll be a good dude.
They would still find a way to take your house. Sam, don't worry.
Sure.
We've got Stefan. Rumor has it Chill Up was banned on Resetra. Yes, that's true. That was a long time ago.
That was ages ago.
That was because
what year was that? 2018?
I don't know. That was when we said PewDiePie's not a Nazi.
Oh, that's right. Of course.
That's what happened.
Because he is a Nazi, apparently. Next.
Then Resetra banned us. So then Brendan Carter, PP kisses for my layman. Finally able to catch a layman live for the first time in a while. So happy. Thanks, guys. Lots of love. Thank you. Super Suyuki, welcome back, dude. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. And James McDonough is here. Loved your Man-Eater review, Ralph. Best parody ever. Would you mind going into why you decided not to do spoiler review of Last of Us 2?
It was a shit show.
It's a shit show. It still is a shit show. Yeah. Right now, I haven't even talked about this game in a while, and I'm still getting pulled into all this bullshit about Resetra bans and all this garbage. I don't fucking care, man. It's a video game. I reviewed it. I don't give a shit about the drama and the politics and the culture war. Fuck it.
I think that it also, we kind of, we've already said enough kind of thing.
Yeah, man.
A spoiler review doesn't shed, it can shed a bit more light, but it was time to move on.
But there are thousands of spoiler reviews.
Yeah.
Some of them are shit. Some of them are really good. You know, I promise you, my spoiler review wouldn't have been that interesting, man. I'm not like some super special dude that's going to be able to give you this incredible, whoa, no one else has said that thing about The Last of Us 2 yet. Everyone has said everything about The Last of Us 2. Can't be bothered.
Well, I think everyone wants to see a metaphor, though. For it.
I would like to see a metaphor. They want the boat metaphor.
Maybe not even boat. Let's move on to other
metaphors. The entire Man-Eater review was a metaphor, okay? That's the whole thing. That's the gag.
All right.
Chris David says, cast the layman. See?
Cast the layman's picking up. Guys, if you don't know what that means, we are looking for actual credited part in the TV show of Fallout, okay?
It'd be so funny, though, if it gets filmed in Australia, which could happen because we have a desert.
And also,
we were like extras that snuck in, and they wouldn't even know. And Todd Howard's on set, and we're just standing there like super mutants because we're kind of tall, you know.
And he's quite short.
And he is quite short. And
we've seen him in real life, and he's a short dude.
Boop.
And you should call us Lamon and Gumon. Okay.
We've got K-Muck says, cheers for the midweek layman. Ralph, will you ever try out the new Division 2 content? Yes, at some point I will surely go back to that. Don't know when, though. And Lona's here, my first time getting to watch you live. Keep up the great work, boys. Thank you very much, Lona. Guys, let's get to some news. Sam, are you keen for some news?
That was my segment.
I know,
segue. So, guys, Commander Keen, okay? Now, everyone was super duper excited about this. Now, out of nowhere, okay, so firstly, there was, of course, a few bits and pieces throughout the internet on their website and all this kind of stuff. Bethesda, right? Bethesda, of course it is. Now, out of nowhere, if you go on the website, it is completely just Thanos. It's gone. There's nothing left now, any marketing material, any mention of this game that was ever coming. And there's actually a nice little quote here. Is that the quote?
It says, good news that Commander Keen mobile game has... that the Commander Keen mobile game has been officially cancelled, states a tweet from Nitomoto. Seems like ZeniMax Online Studios released how much of a terrible idea it was and deleted almost every single trace of its social media. It hasn't been officially cancelled. That's not quite true. However, this goes on to say that, well, essentially every single trace of it has been deleted from the internet, yeeted straight out of there.
Yeah.
So we can only assume that it's gone.
I mean,
it won't happen.
If you delete if you delete every trace of a game, it's not good news. It's never good news. I mean, you can't say it's not cancelled. It's cancelled.
It's definitely cancelled, and not a tear was shed because if anyone remembers the old Commander Keen, these were great games. These were fantastic, classic games on the PC. One of the first I played actually on PC.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, actually yeah. And then and now obviously they kind of try and bastardize it and cash in with mobile garbage, Bethesda, and so gone. So that makes us very happy to see that. Thank you very much. Please don't come back, Commander Keen.
Please,
at least not under Bethesda. I don't understand. Oh, okay, they got the rights because under id. That's how it worked. The other thing, guys, that we're going to see very soon is Are you doing the thing on the kazoo? Here we go.
So, Harry Potter, I mean, it's brand new, man. I'm surprised it's taken this long to get the next Harry Potter installment. It was a gigantic game on PlayStation 1. All the kids owned it. I mean, there's many houses that I went to.
We did not have the Harry Potter game, did we?
No, we didn't. Because we
weren't Harry Potter kids.
No, actually, I recently watched all the Harry Potters. I love Harry Potter now since watching it. But there are so many kids.
Do you know, Sam, there's a book of it as well?
No. They made the movies first, and then they made the books.
No. Trust me on this.
Yeah.
I looked it up.
Oh, no, it was a comic first. Yeah, sorry. So I went to plenty of kids' houses when I was young, and I was like, oh, you've got that fucking, Harry Potter game and shit. I saw it everywhere. It's been a while, though, since they've actually made any sort of Harry Potter, apart from the Lego games. But they're going to be doing another Harry Potter open world game planned for the PS5 and Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping that good old J.K. Rowling is part of this, man. Everyone's loving her right now. Everyone is loving her.
J.K., if you don't know, J.K. Rowling has been in a lot of hot water on Twitter recently as a result of her comments in relation to trans people.
Yep.
She has not done herself any favor. It seems that the internet really hates her now, and she just keeps going on about this. Like, she just doesn't stop.
She just doesn't stop.
She seems to be obsessed with this topic and obsessed with trying to prove that she's right.
Yeah.
And the article here goes on to say that yes, there is a Harry Potter game coming, but that the studio is actually quite nervous about having her kind of involved with it because of the way that her brand has been so tarnished.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
It only took a few months too. Last year, everyone's like, J.K. Rowling, oh, what a doll, like, gosh, she's the best. Now it's just like, oh, J.K. Rowling, do we really want to be associated with her? It's really changed quite dramatically.
It has.
I don't think that the Harry Potter game is going to be affected by it.
Nah.
Do I think that future movies may be affected by it? Maybe people are going to be like, nah, I'm not lining up for that shit. She wrote it, Who knows?
Yeah, people are really pissed off at it. But either way, look, an open world Harry Potter game, I'd play that. I'm not even a Harry Potter fan, by the way. I don't particularly like it, but I'd play the game. I mean, it's got to be.
I would definitely
cool
give
stuff.
it a try.
Yeah, I would say I would definitely play it for 10 minutes and then review it.
801.
801.
I played it for 801.
Brody H says, glad I'm done work to catch the early work. Oh, glad I'm done work early to catch the show. Sam, can't wait for more music. Keep it up, boys. Thank you very much,
man.
Brody.
Appreciate
John Millerman says, I need epic crossover of Layman, Yong, and Angry Joe show. That was planned at E3. We were going to be doing that at E3 this year. Not even joking, including Jake Baldino from Game Ranks or Jake Baldino from Game Rats.
Yes.
Okay, that's his alter ego.
Of course.
And unfortunately, though, the Rona, man, it ruins everything.
It didn't happen for now, but we will look to do it hopefully next year. If there is even an E3.
If there is an E3.
Big question.
We've got Cezenio is back. He says, double Layman G. 2 of my work days are better now. Thank you very much for being here, friend.
Sounds like people are, they're liking the double Layman.
Right.
We've only been on live for 12 minutes, but they're liking it. Okay.
12 minutes in heaven is better than
all
no
you need,
minutes in
baby.
heaven. Ross Graham says, Hidden Xperia did a top interview with Marty O'Donnell, and Xperia also engaged me to use 2 hours worth of footage to edit him in many cursed ways. There you go. Well, we are actually going to show you some of that footage from Xperia, because that's our lead story for today. That stuff from Marty O'Donnell, which was very, very revealing. Trent Wilkie for $5 says, been watching you guys for a while now. Finally, up early to watch my first Lehman live. Greetings from Brisbane. Keep being mean, was my dude. Thank you very much, Bris Vegas.
Nice.
Let's get back to some news now, guys. What do we got next? We've got. Oh yeah, this is close to
an
home.
Interesting one, I
for
guess.
Sam.
So,
given your love of Smash.
Okay, so Smash is a big deal. Okay, so there's been a lot of, as of late, there has been a lot of accusations rolling around in the Smash community. Okay, Smash community. That sounds So there's
sounds much worse now with all this stuff.
I don't know if they're going to be like, yeah, Smash.
Change the name.
Yeah. So there's been a lot of allegations thrown around, and it is putting a lot of players and big players on the sidelines into hot water. On top of that, okay, well, firstly, we should say that Nintendo has, of course, come out and condemned all this.
Yes.
But the thing is, they actually don't usually organize these.
Yeah.
This is usually a community thing, but Nintendo still has come out and said, look, we do not condone this. Of course, we don't want any of this, sexual misconduct or whatever in our esports scene or any of our games altogether. On top of that, Evo, man, they're usually part of Evo.
Yeah,
right?
big time,
yeah,
of
they
course,
are.
Yeah, of course.
And they are not part of Evo this year.
Evo's cancelled this year as a result of all this.
That's what I was going to say.
Yes,
and
go
then
on, please, Sam. Continue.
Evo has actually been cancelled, so it doesn't actually matter if Smash isn't part of it. That's because Evo's president, Joey Coelho DeVille, Joey Corella or whatever, was accused of inappropriate behavior involving underage competitors.
That's very bad.
He has also now been let go of his duties.
Yes.
And Bandai and Namco, Capcom, and NetherRealms have now stepped away entirely from that competition.
Well, that's why the competition got canned, because there was all these allegations, and then they pulled out, and then then the actual event got canned. So it's crazy times. Obviously the Smash community in particular is a really young community. Because the fighting scene, it's all ages, obviously, but it's going to skew a bit older. But the Smash community definitely skews younger, and so that's why this
I'm
is
30
particularly.
this year. I'm still
No,
playing
I'm
Smash.
not saying older people don't play Smash. I'm just saying a lot of younger people play Smash where they might not play Mortal Kombat. Do you know what I mean? And so this is a
Smash
very
is
big
more
deal
of an
for that
intellectual
community.
game, and a lot of Ivy League schools look for kids if they're playing Smash. They're usually geniuses. That's all I'm trying to say.
It used to be StarCraft, now it's Smash.
Yes.
So either way, that's pretty terrifying times for, Smash community things. So hopefully they find all these crazy, weird, scary people and get them out of there. Because that's just not good.
They need to
That's
change the
not good
name.
at all.
Smash. No more
They
Smash.
need to change the name.
Next. Okay, so what is this one?
Okay, so this one I just added, so you wouldn't know this one,
Okay,
Sam.
great.
But guys, actually, can we full screen this
Is this
bad
the
boy?
DLC news?
No, we can Spiders present. So this is actually the next game from Spiders has been revealed today, and it seems to be Spiders, the guys that did Greedfall, by the way. Remember Greedfall?
Yes.
Yes. So
We reviewed that.
everyone was kind of hoping they would do a sequel to Greedfall because Greedfall was pretty okay. It went on for way too long for me. I definitely had some problems with it.
It was a light Dark Souls, right?
No, it was
What's what I'm
like
thinking of?
it was like Dragon Age.
I can't remember if we reviewed that. Maybe not. Continue.
We did not review it. I reviewed it. Yeah. So anyway, I know the you can't see the other half of the screen, but whatever. Anyway, they've revealed their game. It's called Steel something. I'll bring up the name when I minimize the screen
Steelfall.
again. And it's set in France, revolutionary France, I guess. With Louis the 16th, and he's doing something and whatever. I am bummed that they're not making a Greedfall 2. I mean, maybe they are making a Greedfall 2 in the background, but so far it looks like this is what they're not working on that, and they're working on this instead. So
Are they mannequins?
they look to be this
Cyberpunk
Marie Antoinette,
1777.
Marie Antoinette kind of. So it is cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk
yes.
1777.
Nice.
Look, I didn't. I thought I was. Well, we played this game, but I think I played another one. But look, maybe this studio is just like, you know what? We don't want to be
There we
known.
go. See.
There we go.
My croissant.
We don't want to be. Maybe they just don't want to.
Here it
be
is.
known.
It's called Steel Rising. That's what it's
Rising.
called. Okay.
Oh, instead of Greedfall, it's Steel Rising. Nice. Maybe.
What?
Maybe they don't want to be known for just one game. Maybe
They need to be known for at least one game, because at this point they keep jumping from game to game to game, and none of them really land properly,
really?
except for Greedfall, which a lot of people really enjoyed. As I said, I didn't.
Greedfall is Greedfall, Steel Rising, Fall Rising. That was the joke. You missed it. That's okay. Ralph is a fool. So next story.
All right,
Let's see.
What have we got from Super Chat? What have we got here? We've got Trent Wilkie. He says, been watching you guys for a while. Finally up early to watch. Oh no, we've got the label. We've done you, Trent. Thank you, my dude.
Oh, I mean, you got a double one there, man.
Marco Antonio says, loving you all the way from Mexico. Thank you, my
I love
friend.
you, my friend.
That's the first time we've seen the Mexican
Mexico.
dollars, because it looks like microtransaction, like
Oh my God.
MX20. So thank you
It's
very
the
much,
Atari
Marco.
dollar.
God Geeks for $10. G'day, mates. Hello from North Carolina. Sorry if you've already addressed this. I just joined in. But what do you think about Xbox potentially buying Warner Brothers games? We will come to that story, my friend.
We will.
We will talk
Good
about
question,
that.
though, and
It
thank
is
you
a
very much for the $10 dues.
Very, very good question. And then we have one more super chat, which was from... No, we don't. We have multiple. There it is. $10. Fuck Activision, and hope Infinite is great. Look forward to your review of it. Man, yes. I cannot wait for Infinite. Justin, he says, what do you think about What do you think the Fallout show will be about? I think New Vegas would be the best one for adaptation. I don't know, man.
Maybe they just do something entirely
I
different.
think they'll do something entirely different. I don't think they're going to adapt like the existing stories. I just don't think they'd go in that way.
If they do 76, it's just like, oh my god, worst decision ever. So this is another story.
This is our top story now. Do the song.
That's the Wii Sports. So
So
big
first of all,
story.
let's introduce who this is from. This is from Hidden Xperia here. You can see him.
Go and check him out.
Go and check him out. Give him a click, please. That's Hidden Xperia. We can see it clearly on screen. I want to make sure you guys can know who this is. He did an interview with Marty ODonnell. Sam, you can take it from there.
I was just going to say, Marty ODonnell.
Who is he, by the way?
Okay, so he's the dude. Number one, he was on the board of Bungie. Okay. Number 2, he also wrote some music.
He wrote some music.
He wrote a couple of tunes, like whatever. You may have heard of them. Master Chief kind of tunes, Halo tunes,
kind of tunes, and all the best parts of the Destiny soundtrack.
All the best of so look, he's a solid dude, right? So he's been part of their journey for many years in terms of the Bungie journey in general. Now he's gone on the record as of like 20 hours ago or something. It's pretty recent, talking in depth about the process of coming from. Well, we're actually signing originally with Xbox in 2000, the change of hands from Microsoft to Activision in terms of Bungie in 2007 or something. And he goes into depth about how much of a bad decision that really was.
Yeah, and he, first of all, he actually reveals that they nearly went back to Microsoft, which is kind of crazy. And I'm not sure that was publicly known before. That certainly was news to me. I'm not sure if that was known elsewhere. But he says that negotiations were so fraught and so uncertain that they, at one point, could have gone back to Microsoft when it comes to all of this, which is pretty huge. But then he goes on to sort of shed light on exactly how he was ousted. So Marty was actually kind of fired or pushed out from Bungie. And he was a member of their board, and he was pushed out. And it's always been kind of unclear exactly why that happened and whatever else, but, you know, he does sort of go on to clarify some of that here. So let's have a listen to what he has to say. This is, again, from Hidden Xperia. Take it away.
By the way, I'm just going to tell you this. Here's the spicy part. Activision not only didn't have the legal right to mess with the IP, but the only way they would be prevented from messing with the IP is if all the leadership at Bungie said, you can't mess with the IP. And that's not what happened, and that's why they fired me.
Yeah, that's not exactly what happened, is it? Not even close.
No, and I was like, that was probably my biggest disappointment, was like, we worked for a decade to make sure we could be in a position where we could stand up to the publishers saying, no, we own the IP, you can't mess with it. And I was overruled and then eventually let go.
So really,
go on.
I was just saying, firstly, it's pretty good that he's open about it and honest about, you know, how people sometimes are let go of jobs or whatever, and they're like, what do you mean? I left, man. I put in my resignation. You know, he was honest about it, and he was honest about the process and what actually happened there. But that sucks, because it would have been, I mean, like, he's loved the franchise. He's been there for. It would have been, how many years would that have been? That he's nearly a decade?
Oh, over a decade.
Over a decade, right?
Yeah,
it's a real shame.
He was like one of the, OG Bungie people.
Absolute
like,
OGs.
Building it from the ground up. So.
Exactly.
And obviously, just a musical genius as well. Like, some of his music is the most enduring music in video games.
It's no Crazy Kate, but it's very good.
So, from what essentially he's saying here is that, as I understand it, right, and it could be open to interpretation, but he's basically saying that, they had secured a deal with Activision where they're like, cool, we own the IP and we control it, okay? And we have veto over Activision. But the only way they can exercise that veto is if the entire board of directors, whatever, are in unison on their views of things, okay? That was, as he's explaining it there, that's kind of the loophole. And what it seems like it happened was that they couldn't provide that united front.
And it sounds like he was the only one that was not agreeing.
Something like that. And as a result, because he was disruptive and not going along with what Activision wanted or whatever else, he was eventually forced out, you know? So, that sucks, obviously, because in retrospect, clearly the deal with Activision was a bad deal. I mean, maybe it wasn't. Maybe like Destiny wouldn't have happened at all had it not happened. Maybe, you can't really say definitively, but clearly Activision is not a good company. That's a fact. And they were very happy to get rid of Activision at the end. You heard those stories of when the deal was announced, that Bungie actually cheered when they, it was heard that Activision and them were breaking up.
Yeah, I think they look earlier to this, he did say that there is a bit of cash that they made from Halo 3, ODST, and something. ODST and what was the other one they did?
Halo 1, 2,
no.
3,
After 3. ODST and
Halo 4.
Anyway, there's another one. No, ODST, and there was another one that they did a side one of. Anyway, he said there was a bit of money that they made after the Halo 3 and 2 others that they actually continue making games within the Xbox Studios for. That gave them a lump of cash. They may have been able to do Destiny without Activision. That's what I'm saying.
Sure.
Because he also goes on to say that for them to take the name Bungie, they had to say to Xbox, look, we're going to give you Halo 3, you give us the name Bungie, because it sounds like contractually, it sounded like Microsoft may have held the cards in that regard.
Yeah,
and they could have actually, and they could have taken Bungie. They ended up making 2 additional
Oh my god, I
games.
totally forgot about Reach.
Reach,
You're right.
there we go. Halo 4 was not there.
Totally
was
forgot
it?
Reach. I don't know.
No.
So
See,
I was like,
Rapper's a
Reach!
fool.
Reach!
No, there we go. So it's for Reach, ODST, and Halo 3, and he does say after Halo 3 that was like the agreed. We'll make this, give us Bungie. They went on to make ODST and Reach, which were also fantastic games, of course.
Sure.
Then they walked away with that IP and they got a lump of cash and they went and did Destiny.
Yeah.
And I wonder if they could have done it without Activision. You know, I wonder. Maybe they were just still wanting some sort of big player to give them the cushion. So regardless of how much money they had, maybe they were like, oh, we don't want to go out on our own anyway.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, look, Marty actually goes on in this same interview to talk about a story where he was sitting next to like Activision's chief financial officer, and basically saying that the chief financial officer was like, "Tell me the story about the goose." And the goose is like, and Marty's like, "It's the goose that lays the golden eggs. You don't want to mess with the goose. You want to keep the goose happy." And then, then the CFO is like, "Yeah, but there's nothing like a good." Farquhar or something? I don't even know what it was. Basically,
Farquhar.
it's Farquhar. It's the goose liver.
It's like a squished duck liver delicacy or something.
There you go.
Apparently very controversial. The only reason I know that because I had to look it up when I heard that word.
I actually had to look it up as well. I was like, what is that? So anyway, basically this CFO was sitting next to Marty being like, haha, we're going to fuck you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just basically kind of weirdly flexing, if you know what I mean? Like, haha, we're going to mess you guys up. I mean, maybe it was a joke. Obviously, it was a joke. But at the same time, it was also quite ominous, given the relationship that would eventually sort of transpire between Bungie and Activision.
There's truth behind every joke. You know, that's my saying. No one's ever said that before. But look, I mean, there's additional things to look at. Again, you should definitely check this whole video out, especially that segment there. It's very illuminating to find out that it doesn't sound, even from the get-go, that a lot of the people that wanted to sign this deal were confident in the deal, and it obviously didn't work out.
Yeah.
It's
just shitty that Marty got done that way. You know what I mean? Like, it just...
like he's a pillar of Bungie. You know, he's made
one of the 7 columns.
He's one of the 7 columns, okay? And he did definitely not only make some amazing music, but he's obviously been there from the ground up. So that does suck. He does say he's got a hell of a lot of stock still.
He has a lot of stock in
So
Bungie.
we're just waiting for that stock to either go bankrupt or...
He said he's waiting for them to go bankrupt. He didn't say he was waiting for them to go bankrupt. He says it could end one way or another. They could get bought out and he'll get paid a massive
Or go
paycheck.
public.
Or they could go public, or Bungie could go bankrupt. He wasn't like hoping for that to happen because obviously he'd lose all his stock then. So he'd love for them to get bought out and he'd make a mozza. So guys, we've got some more super chats here. We've got D says Lamont Gamon's new studio is in Yong's basement. Confirm or deny?
We can neither confirm nor deny.
But we do have a video coming soon, showing our new studio, and we're going to do a complete studio tour, and you guys are going to like this one, hopefully. I hope you like Fortnite. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say.
Yes. And VR.
Rusty Shackelford. I really hope that's your real name, by the way. What an
Rusty
awesome
Shackelford?
name. Rusty Shackelford is like a crusty old sea dog. And he's
plays banjo on the porch.
Yeah, he's a pirate. Okay, he has pirate adventures.
Pirates can play banjos on the porch.
Rusty Shackelford. What Rockstar IP should be revived without microtransactions? Manhunt, State of Emergency, Bully, Max Payne, Midnight Club would certainly sell cosmetics. Manhunt actually was banned in Australia, so I've never played it.
Can't remember Manhunt.
Yeah, Manhunt was banned here, so we weren't allowed that.
Isn't that what the Shark game's also called?
That's Man-Eater.
Man-Eater. I knew that, just testing you.
It's all about the patriarchy. State of Emergency, Bully. Actually, Bully was also...
Bully was banned for a time.
It was banned for a time, and then they had to change some stuff and rename it over here where you couldn't call it Bully, so it has some weird Latin name, which I can't even remember now.
That's right, it was the crest. It was the crest of the actual thing. Max Payne, I think, would probably be the most promising, easy to revive. I mean, I have really fond memories of Max Payne, especially one.
Sick.
I mean, that slow motion shit, Matrix did it too, but like Max Payne was really sick, and he's like, it's just a cool character.
Having said that, I really liked Midnight Club as well.
Midnight Club was amazing. Of course,
game.
the RPG, it was actually one of my favorite car games ever. Sure. You could like turn the car on the side and shit, and it's a really good idea. We should see more of that.
Yeah. Marcus Worth, he says, I'd like to know your thoughts about Half-Life Alyx in more detail. Will you guys, or shall I drop a review? I will review that one day. One day we will just drop a random Half-Life Alyx review. I'm definitely going to play it before the end of the year. Don't worry, it's happening.
It is one of the best games I've played last year or this year?
This year.
This year, yeah. It was absolutely phenomenal. So good, guys.
Adrian Layton asks, been a fan for years. Has the filthy casual finished Sekiro? Keen, keep up the good work. You're the best around at gaming news.
That's a good question, Raph. Have you finished Sekiro?
Have I finished Sekiro?
I didn't. I got to the monkey. I couldn't kill him. I thought I killed him, and I'm like, yes. And he just picks up his head again. I'm like, oh my god.
That's it. The controller gets thrown. I'm done.
Couldn't do it.
I can't. I'm done.
So close to the flower. I was so close to getting that flower. Anyway.
What flower? Oh, that flower. That's right.
Because then you can go into the final boss kind of thing. Yeah.
Sure. We've got Organ Tyrant. Hey lads, love the midweek Layman Live. Have you checked out Hard Space Shipbreaker? Just entered early access. Core gameplay really solid. No, but I've seen it and it looks cool and I've heard very good things about it.
I have not heard of it.
It's like a ship. It's like you're in space. And like a space station.
And you're in a ship? Whoa.
Shut up. And then ships come in and you kind of like dismantle them, I believe, when they come into the dock.
Oh, so it's like a mechanic ship
It's like one of
game?
those like mechanic-y kind of games. Yeah.
Interesting.
I haven't played it though, but yeah, anyway. So the one piece of news we forgot to mention about Halo, but we shouldn't have transitioned off this, is that the Master Chief Collection is coming out on the 14th of July on... Halo 3, as part of the Master Chief Collection, is coming out on the 14th of July, so you can play that on PC.
I think it's been really ingenious how they've already released this product on console, right? And they've slowly drip-fed it onto PC.
Yeah.
It just makes the hype real. It makes it really cool. Like, when this stuff drops, so many people jump on it again.
Sure.
What's the current health of PC Master Chief Collection?
Oh, I actually remember looking at that and
I think
seeing
it's quite healthy.
I mean, it's not massive, but it's definitely healthy. There's a lot of people playing this shit, like really loving it.
And
It's
I think strategically, this really sets them up
Yeah.
for, of course, Halo Infinite. You know, I think that's the way to do it. Drip feed everyone, and you've got mini releases until the big release. Speaking of that, not really, but anyway, the Xbox Game Showcase. Now they have now dropped. It's happening on the 23rd of July. We are yet to know if we're going to be able to do that. I don't think we are going.
It's at 2 a.m. and that's very difficult for us. 2 a.m. is hard.
2 a.m. is difficult. It's not impossible.
It's not impossible.
I think it's actually schedule things.
We're
right now.
working on things to be able to make this possible because there's other things going on in
DeLorean
life. There's
at the
other things
moment.
going on in life at the moment that make that difficult, but we're going to try and be there for you because it's important. So we'll see how we go. Either way, guys, Xbox Game Showcase. Jeff Keighley's going to be hosting it, which is cool. I don't know how Hideo Kojima feels about that. I really feel like, Hideo's betrayal. Exactly. Hideo's going to be like lying on his bed looking at a picture of Jeff. Oh man. But anyway, that's when it's coming. It's going to be on YouTube Gaming, and you're going to be. Oh, the other thing as well, as a result of this, is there's going to be up to 60 playable demos on Xbox as part of the Summer Games Fest, which is massive. First time anything on that scale has been done before. So make sure you pay attention to that stuff, because that stuff I've noticed when it happens on Steam really flies under the radar. Pay close attention to this.
Very true.
You'll be able to see some cool shit on Xbox and play it for yourself before release, which I think is great.
Yeah, that Summer Games thing or whatever that Steam did, I'm like, how many people actually check that out?
Sure.
Right? Not many. 60 games is a lot, but having said that, every single year with Xbox, they're like, we're showing 1 billion titles. And then you're like, I think I know one of those IP. The rest are all like brand new or stuff that we usually don't really care much about. So hopefully the actual demos aren't a bunch of stuff that like a lot of people aren't interested in, but we will have to see.
Sure. Next big story that I thought was interesting.
This is actually a decent story.
This is actually pretty cool. This Microsoft, we're still in the Microsoft train, by the way, is that they have expressed interest in acquiring Warner Game Unit. Now, Warner Game Unit, by the way, it has some shit in there, you know what I mean? Like, we're talking about Rocksteady, firstly, the guys that make The Batman.
And also Harry Potter.
Is
that the new Harry Potter? They're making the new Harry Potter.
They would be under that,
of course, right? Yes.
And also, like, NetherRealm with, like, Mortal Kombat.
Totally.
So,
huge.
Can
you imagine if Mortal Kombat went exclusive to Xbox? I mean, that's the kind of stuff that would push, I know it's not pro-consumer, I get that. But if they buy the actual studio and the next Mortal Kombat came out on only Xbox, I mean, they put the money up, they're going to probably be a lot more part of the creative process. I would understand why that would happen.
Yeah.
And I think that at the moment, that's what maybe Xbox needs. Not to buy up heaps of new studios that doesn't have well-regarded and loved IP. Maybe just buy some stuff too that we already know and love.
Sure.
That might go a long way.
Just buy Bethesda and fix it, basically.
We want Fallout 76 just on Xbox. It's on Game Pass now, but we just want it on Xbox.
That's right.
Yeah, but I'm sure there's a smaller studios that may be lapped up by a big payday. I don't know what those are right now, but that would be a good strategy.
Sure.
That would be a good strategy.
I agree. Anyway, look, just to be clear, this is a rumor. This is just, according to two people familiar with the situation. It would not at all surprise me, though. I don't know how much money Warner are making from their games business. I don't know how core it is. I don't know. Like, it just feels weird to me that Warner has a games business, and they've copped a lot of shit for it. And they've really had to walk back a lot of the microtransaction stuff.
Yes.
I wonder if they're looking at this. And Warner are not good, by the way. Like, in terms of how, as a publishing business, they're not great. You know what I mean? Their practices up to this point have not been, like, consumer friendly, right?
Sure.
I wonder if they're thinking, you know what? It's too much hassle and we're not making enough from this. Let's just jettison it. We'll sell it off for something and then cool, done.
Yeah.
That's a guess. That's a total guess.
I mean, look, it makes sense for Warner Brothers to have, of course, because they have the DC license.
Sure.
It makes sense for them to naturally have a gaming wing, because then they get to really cash in on movies that go gangbusters, right?
Yeah.
Potentially.
I mean, the superhero thing is kind of broken as well. Like,
Well, I mean, look, we've recently played Iron Man VR, which is probably we're going to drop that.
Actually, we did play that.
Days.
So we'll drop an Iron Man VR playthrough. Pretty cool.
It was actually fantastic. There's definitely life, at least in games, when it comes to. I mean, I'm not really excited for any new Marvel movies.
There's also the upcoming Avengers game, which everyone's very excited about.
Which we've played, and it's very, very fantastic. But
I think it's fine, but I mean, like I just said, everyone has got some concerns about, like, can I play this for 50 hours?
I don't think you can play it 50 hours. I think you can play it for maybe 12, and you're like, okay, cool, I'm done.
Exactly.
Anyway, so that's all I have to say on that, everybody.
Speaking all I have to say about that.
That's all I got to say about that. Speaking of that, we got Super Chats.
We do. Levi Webb is here. He says, yes, more Layman goodness. Thank you for being here, Levi. Ali Kazan just joined in. What did Bungie screw up this time?
Nothing.
Go back and you'll see it, my friend. Can't believe you joined us late.
You weren't here the whole time?
The audacity of this man walking in late. Unbelievable.
Terrible.
Halo Reach, Cast the Layman, hello from Canada, says Joth. And Half Prince says, this is all ironic considering today is Bungie Day. Oh, is today Bungie Day? I thought yesterday was Bungie Day.
Oh, there's a Bungie Day?
There is a Bungie Day, yep. It's a thing.
No idea that was a Bungie Day.
Yeah, there's Bungie Day.
Is it like just heaps of stuff they give away in Destiny and shit? They should do that.
I don't know. I don't remember it.
Or maybe they're like, hey, buy this new thing in our Eververse.
Buy some microtransactions.
Yeah. We got one more super chat there too.
We did.
It's just a little bit up. There we go. Thanks for saving my 4,000.
Justin here. We've Justin is greetings from New Orleans, $4.99 for some gumbo. Love this channel.
I can't remember what gumbo.
I think gumbo is like some soup thing.
Yes.
Isn't it like is it a meaty soup?
I can't remember.
I don't know. I feel like Gambit would know this.
I remember.
Where are you, Gambit?
Yeah, I remember watching the Jazz, that big famous Jazz documentary, and they went on a lot about gumbo. I can't remember what it was.
I don't know, man.
Anyway, we also have 100 Witcher points. Thank you. Thanks for saving me.
They're rupees.
Rupees.
And he just says, thank you for saving me 4,000 rupees. Can't thank you guys enough. I'm going to guess this is for The Last of Us 2, because it probably is. Anytime anyone hears about saving money on $60, it's usually about The Last of Us 2.
It could be Manhunt or whatever, Man-Eater. It could be Man-Eater.
Man-Eater's game of the generation. Anyone that watched that review would know they have to buy that game. They have to buy 2 copies. Guys, the other thing that we heard about is Ubisoft Forward. It is coming. Now, we are going to be streaming this live. This is coming out on July 12th, which means we'll be live on July 13th at like 5 a.m. or something ridiculous.
What day is that again?
I don't remember. But anyway, it's coming, and you can, see some stuff. What's crazy, though, is that you will be getting a free copy of Watch Dogs 2 on PC if you, sign into what do you play while you're watching it? You get a free copy of Watch Dogs 2. Not bad.
I think that's a good marketing strategy. I'm sure they're not, they're not selling heaps of Watch Dogs 2 games right now anyway, so it's not like they're losing money. And if it gets people ready and excited for the next Watch Dogs, then that is good.
Sure.
I can't remember. Devolver Digital. I thought, this is on the 12th.
Yeah, Devolver Digital. No,
okay, we'll figure that out.
We're going to be streaming the Devolver Digital.
We're also going to be doing that. That's where I'm going with that. We're also going to be doing that next week sometime.
So here we can expect intel about AI teammates coming to Ghost Recon Breakpoint. It's amazing because they already had that in the first game, and then they took them out, and now they're adding them back in, and they're going to show that they're adding them back in at a big headline event, just to show you how screwed Breakpoint was.
It's like when games 30 years ago had NPCs, right? And then Fallout 76 no, it's too much for us. We can't put them in, right? And they brought it back, baby. Okay, and they made a big deal
the
about
Bethesda guy.
Yeah, that's right.
We're also going to get news on Just Dance 2020, which unironically, I love the Just Dance segments.
Look, I love it.
They're the funnest part of E3.
I've never played Just Dance.
Neither have I.
I just go to a club.
There's also going to be news on The Division 2. We can expect to see Watch Dogs stuff. We can expect to see Valhalla stuff and surely other things as well. So that is coming. You can look forward to that event very soon. Hey guys, Mario Shatters, what do you think of Vampires Masquerade Bloodlines 2? Based on the gameplay they released a while ago, it looks quite promising, and it's also been delayed until 31st to the 12th, 2020. Okay, so that means it's not coming out this year then. I mean, we saw the gameplay. It looks kind of a little bit sort of older, which is fine. It's kind of like a AA game. It's not AAA.
Did we see PC Game Show? We saw that?
I think it was
something like that.
Before then, actually.
Oh, was it? Okay.
I think so. But yeah, man, I'm excited for it. I mean, it'll be cool. I mean, you know, role-playing as a vampire. Why not? Let's do it.
Sure.
You know, the last games were held in high regard, and you know, I'm keen. That's what I'll say. Harrison Kelly says, "Gents, need your hot take on a potential Fable announcement during the Xbox showcase later this month." I think that's basically impossible. They've only just registered stuff. I mean, maybe you could do a logo reveal for Fable.
Something.
Someone did say that they've been working on a Fable game in the background for a long time, so maybe.
Having said that, I mean, that's just a rumor, and they just have done the stock standard thing at the moment of just reinstating their, you know, they own the trademark, right? But do we think there's actually a Fable game coming? I don't even.
There's definitely. I'm sure there's a Fable game coming.
I mean,
but will we see it this week or like in 2 weeks? I don't know.
Will we see it this week? Probably not.
Probably not. Half Pint says $5 just donating because I like the way Ralph says half pint. Okay.
I don't think you've ever said half pint.
I don't think I've ever said the word half pint.
I think he just wanted you to say it.
He just wanted me to say.
We actually missed a couple before, I think, because it kicked down a bit.
No, we're good.
No, we're good.
We're good. Guys, the other news that we have here, GeForce Now is losing games.
I just thought this was over.
So did I.
So several months ago, as people know, GeForce Now released, it sounded like a fantastic concept, which it still is. A lot of publishers and developers were like, no, we don't like that idea, and they started taking games down. I believe it started with Capcom, and it all cascaded from there or something like that. Even small developers like The Long Dark took their games down because they wanted to be asked first, right? Anyway, GeForce...
So dumb.
Ridiculous.
Just make sure you ask us first, guys. That's what we really care about in all this.
Yeah.
It's just...
and then they ended up bringing it back because they obviously were like, you know, we're not making much money off this anyway. We'll just bring it back.
They brought it back after having a massive tantrum.
Anyway, so it sounded like it was going to be done now because GeForce Now was like, by the 31st of May, guys, if you know, that's the window. You got to opt in. If you want your games on there, let us know. And we thought, okay, cool. From then on, you've opted in. So there's not going to be this whole, like, exodus of games just leaving.
Sure.
That has now not been the case. We've seen Bandai Namco bail on some seriously good games. We've got here Saints Row.
Well, that's not Bandai. That's Deep Silver, Coke Media, whatever, I think.
We've got Dark Souls. We've got Soul Calibur, Tekken 7. Heaps of all the Dark Souls.
All the Dark Souls and Soul Calibur and Tekken.
Was that Bandai Namco? Yes.
That's also Bandai Namco.
Yeah, cool.
Yes,
So
yes.
a huge Bandai Namco bail, which is a shame because I just think that, you know, we've said it before, it'd be different if these developers were like, you know, not being paid at all. You've already purchased the game. You're just choosing how you want to play the game. That's it.
Sure.
They're wanting people to buy the game multiple times on multiple platforms or something, which doesn't really happen a lot, right? If I already buy the game on Xbox, I'm not going to go buy it on PlayStation. So how much money?
I own Witcher on like every platform.
Yes, I own Witcher. I mean, I own it on Switch.
Did you know, Sam? CD Projekt Red good?
Do really? Shit. EA also good.
EA also very good.
No, but like, just to understand the logic behind this idea of like, oh, we can't resell it on multiple platforms. How many people are going out to buy multiple platforms of the single game? Not many, man. Not many. And a lot of people that don't have a powerful console or a powerful PC, I should say, their choices are going to be governed, if not now or in the future, but if it's on certain streaming platforms so they can play it. I mean, that is going to be a big factor going forward. Anyway, they should just hire me because I know what's going on in the gaming industry.
Sam does know everything that's going on in the gaming industry.
Speaking of gaming industry and Facebook, that's a segue.
This is a segue.
Facebook and PlayStation. Raph, you want to take this or you want me to take this?
PlayStation is no longer or suspending its advertising on. Now, this is a funny reason we did this story. Okay, PlayStation is suspending its Facebook advertising, right?
Yep.
If anyone doesn't know, there's a kind of Stop Hate for Profit campaign, and a lot of people feel as though Facebook is a platform that platforms too much hate speech and doesn't do enough to curtail that, okay? So some advertisers have begun swinging back PlayStation is the latest among those, and they've suspended their advertising.
Is it for a month like everyone else?
In support of the Stop Hate for Profit campaign, we've globally suspended our Facebook and Instagram activity, including advertising and non-paid content until the end of July. We stand for working and playing together for good. Now, what gets really funny is the next line. Microsoft has also reportedly stopped advertising on Facebook for the month, although it awkwardly follows news that it has partnered with the firm over its Facebook gaming streaming thing.
That's
Can you imagine?
really awkward.
That is like one where they're like, we hate hate. We are so against hate. We're going to stop our advertising for 1 month. By the way, we are partnering with Facebook indefinitely as our primary streaming partner.
That makes
we love
sense.
you, Facebook.
That makes sense why they're doing it on YouTube Gaming this month. Otherwise, they would have done something.
What are they doing? What?
Oh, they're doing their main event on YouTube Gaming.
Are they?
This month?
Oh, no. Yeah. As opposed to Facebook.
Or Twitch or whatever. Like,
I don't know.
I would have expected them to maybe look at Facebook Gaming, right? Because they've just partnered with them and they want to like boost that relationship and all that kind of business, right?
Sure.
That is awkward. That is awkward.
Super funny. Like that is objectively hilarious.
Yes, we are seeing more and more companies now stand up to the Zuck. Okay,
Zuck. They're saying
like, Zuck
no,
you,
to
man.
no to the Zuck bucks.
No to the Zuck bucks, which are still yet to come out. What's it called again?
I don't know.
That cryptocurrency called?
Lira or Libra? Or
Libra.
Something
That's right. Yeah, it sounds like a tampon, right?
It does sound like...
It's an Aussie tampon, Libra.
Does sound like
I don't know if it's a tampon other places.
It seems like we missed a few here. We've got Fat Steven Seagal Batman says, I am the diabetes that karate's in the night. All right, I like you, dude. You know what's going on.
And he knows he's 30 Rock.
Trench Food is back. Watcher, the Dandy Fops, have a good day. Good to see you again, Trench Food. Crack says, Sam, let's see, is still too catchy this week.
Thank you, my
No,
friend.
it's terrible.
Appreciate that.
Hedo is checking in from Phoenix, Arizona. Love the Jewel live, guys. Thank you for being here, my friend. Lucid, $2 for Sam, $3 for Ralph. Thank you very much.
No, we'll be splitting that evenly.
Absolutely. We've got the New Orleans here. We've got this one here. We've got this one. And BZ, stopping my regular donos and saving for the Atari console.
Oh, you have to, yes.
I'll have it by 2045. Glad to hear it. And then with the final one, we've got Maldus, who's just finished with a wrecked gaming chair thing. Are you saying we're thick? Are you saying we would break a chair if we sat on it?
I definitely put on weight through my YouTube years. Guys, look at the older videos.
Look at older Sam videos.
I look like I'm 15 years younger.
Yahoo! Alright guys, that's Layman Live for the week. We've got plenty of other news stories coming at you, so long as news breaks. And if it does, we'll cover it.
Layman out.
Layman out.
Are you gonna end it?